Hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. So today, I'm trying to catch up on getting stuff out there. As you can see, I'm rocking some swag I bought from 417 Fox and Brutal. Just got back from Ford Takeover this last week, and I'm just trying to get caught up. So today, today's video is going to be about my top 5 first tools you need when you're getting an older vehicle, especially an older Fox body. These top 5 tools you can get at the auto parts store for probably less than $100, and they will take care of 90% of the things you need to do on an older car, especially an 80s American car. So, that being said, stay tuned. Let's get started. Okay, so I usually take this bag. I've been taking this bag with me just in case I need to do some work. But yeah, it's actually got more than what I'm going to talk about in here today, but a small bag will carry most of what you will need to get by. So that being said, we're going to start off number 1, and I'm going to say that you can get, a small socket set. 1/4-inch drive will do for a lot of what you might need to do on the fly. It has standard and metric in here. A lot of these 80s cars have both in different spots. It was weird back then. They did, some things were metric, some things were standard. But most of these little socket sets are, 15, 20 bucks, and they last. I've had this one for probably 20 years. And it's, I've got some sockets that are missing, but it's lasted just fine. Second thing, it's kind of 2 things, but you could get a multi-headed screwdriver, and that would be one. But Phillips heads and flatheads, Phillips heads in particular for like throttle position sensor, there's a lot of screws on the inside that are Phillips head. If they don't already have a hex head, like a 9/32 or a 7mm. But Phillips head will get you a lot of things, and a flathead, because a lot of your older, a lot of times you'll see that hose clamps, a Phillips head you might not have the right bit, but a flathead might work. And sometimes these are great for if you need to pry something, like if you need to change a radiator hose or whatever and you need to pry it off. These work great. In fact, I've had these 2 for probably close to 20 years as well. They go with me just about everywhere. That's number 2. So number 3, I'm going to say, is a voltmeter. Again, I've had this one. I think I use expensive ones at work, Flukes. You don't really need all that, in my opinion. This is one of those, again, cheap $15, $20 ones, I think, that I bought at one of the parts stores at least 15 years ago, and it actually just died on me today. It had the same battery in it for that long, and it finally just died, and unfortunately it wasn't the battery. Changed the battery, it's dead, so I got to get a new one. But 15 years, and I've used this thing a ton. If you have electrical issues you need to diagnose, even if it's just checking to see if your alternator is actually charging, these things are awesome. So number 4, and that would be, it kind of goes hand to hand with the voltmeter, but especially on a Fox body, a timing light. I've said it in a lot of my videos beforehand. Get a timing light. Now this might actually blow you over $100, the $100 mark I mentioned, but it's well worth it. Knowing if you buy an old Fox body, you don't know where it's set at, and you need to know if you're going to do a base auto reset, which I recommend you do. The first, you know, as soon as you get it running, you need to go ahead and be doing that. So, because you might have to do it 10, 20 times while you're getting the car running. But this is crucial, because if you know, it just makes it effortless. If you need to pull the distributor or whatever, you don't have. You can just mark where the rotor is, and you don't have to really worry that you are going to get it exactly right back in the same spot. Number 5, and I kind of tore between saying a pair of needle nose pliers, but I actually think a set of Allen wrenches are more handy. I've got just one in here, but a set, you know, they usually come in sets with metric or standard. I would get one that has both, and you'd just be surprised what little things you need to do with Allen wrenches. You run into it more often than not. The way my car is set up now, I need Allen wrenches to adjust the idle and set the throttle position sensor voltage. So, you know, that between that, the screwdriver, and the timing light and the socket set, I can do a base idle reset, no problem. But I can do all kinds of stuff. Most of the time, I still use this socket set. I will try to use this before I use anything else if I'm working on the car. Obviously, this only goes up to 12.5mm on the standard size. There are lots of bolts that are bigger than that. But I'm just going over the 5 things that you could go over first, or get first, and cover a lot of what you need to do. So, with that being said, this is going to be a short video. I just wanted to cover that real quick because, you know, you don't want to be one of those guys that gets one of these and then you're stuck out on the road. It make you hate the car if it leaves you stranded. Especially if it does it multiple times, it just make you regret buying it. These cars need work. They just do. This one's 32 years old. It's a 1991. You know, I mean, the newest Fox body is going to be 30 years old. This is 30 years old this year. So, you know, these cars weren't designed to run forever. That being said, they do hold up a lot better than I think we all thought they would back in the 90s. But they just need, you know, attention regularly. So, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It helps. I do appreciate all the recent followers I've gotten. Help me grow this channel. I'd like to do more. I'd like to invest more if I get some, you know, get to that magic number that, you know, this starts helping pay for itself. You know, at the moment I'm not monetized, not sponsored. So everything that I do with this or my Cobra or the Lightning, I'm paying for out of my own pocket. So yeah, anyway, not to drag this on, but I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope it helps. If it did, make sure you comment down below. As always, until next time, I'll be back.